What?
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm just being a brat right now.
Oh,
Do 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 do.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, I didn't realize we were live. Hi.
like literally just turned on.
I am so excited to see y'all today. I really like playing with you. You're good people.
Likewise, sweetie.
So
You're good peoples.
you're all good peoples. You're peoples that make us happy. Hello,
I feel
and well met, people o' the dice. I am Rurik, hanging out with Jason, Larissa, and Jess, and you're listening to Probability of Demise. We're a group of storytellers. We play nerdy game. We play nerdy game. We play
multiple nerdy games.
We play nerds.
We are nerds who play games. How's that?
Donka. Well, except for Larissa and Jess, who are not nerds at all. They're super nerds.
Oh, I see. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm only like quasi capable of being awesomely nerdy.
Rick,
Shh.
how many D&D books do you own?
It's not the number of D&D books. It's the number of different TTRPG books.
I know,
Okay,
I know it's enough to fill like 10 priority mailboxes and then sit in my apartment for 2 months when you move across the country. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
See-
details.
Yeah.
I don't know how many books that is, but
we're a group of
Let's
nerdy
talk about it.
storytellers. Using chance and our imagination, spread rules and structures to Atlan, a world of our own making. Atlan exists on a version of Earth thousands of years in the future, a planet left vulnerable by science and infected with magic. This is a world far different from the one you know today. Continents have shifted, cities have arisen, and new creatures and peoples of varied origin dot the wondrous landscapes. Thank you for joining us as we explore it together.
don't do it. Okay.
Nobody did. We're awesome peoples.
Today.
Monkeys, bananas,
Today.
Trixie.
Mm-hmm.
Before we introduce ourselves individually, would you like to play a game of getting extra inspiration?
Mm-mm.
Great. I am so excited that you said yes. Now that you've said yes, for a D4 inspiration. What do you call the most basic move that you were too sick last time to be able to answer?
You
that
got this.
monks can do as a bonus action.
Flurry of blows.
Yes. Not the flurry furry.
No, fists of fury is what I said last time.
It was great.
It's y'all's fault because you keep calling me that.
It's, there's nicknames and titles for your character, and then there's what your character can do. Great. So now that we're into this and you've got your first D4 in hand, are you willing to go for the D6?
Sure.
Do it.
All right. You chose the Way of Mercy as your monastic traditions. Now we're getting into the details of who you are. With that came a mask. Do you recall what mask you chose way back when?
Mask. No. Nope.
Well, that wasn't the question, but that mask has a name, which just makes me worried right now. Maybe this should have been the D10 question, but I was going for the basics.
You understand the basics was a year ago?
Oh, that is true. I am kind of evil this way. So let me just shift it. I'll flip something.
Okay.
In the Way of Mercy, you have a touch that can do something the opposite of damage. What is that called?
Hand of healing.
Beautiful. Now you have a D6. D8. Are you ready?
Sure.
There is the furry flurry, as we've called it, but there's also a flurry of something and something. What is that for your D8, if you would like to
Something
choose
and
to keep going
something?
for this?
Flurry of something and something.
Yeah, you got this fairly recently. It kind of upped the ante on your.
I mean, I feel like it's harm and healing, but I don't know if that's the
Yes.
case. Okay.
Yes. Flurry of healing and harm, which changed you from being just, you could use your flurry of blows, but replace each unarmed strike with a use of your hand of healing that didn't cost you the key points for the healing. Kind of leveled you up. In a crazy ridiculousness, this is the D10. Are you willing to go for the D10?
Nope. I'm taking the deal.
All right, that's fine. I kind of thought that like somebody else would be like Googling for you really quickly what the other one was, but yeah, that's a lot to do.
I wouldn't even.
If you're wondering why I'm typing, I'm not Googling. I'm writing haikus. That's why.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
The D12 was going to be the Tongue of Sun and Moon.
Oh, got it.
That was going to be the next one.
Would not
And
have
then-
remembered the name of it.
Yeah, and then the D20 one that I was going to have you do was a future one that you haven't had access to yet.
Oh.
But
Oh.
spending 4 key points, you can do this, and then something happens.
I don't
You
think
would-
that far ahead, Rick.
Well,
The answer is no.
yeah.
She cannot.
We have here your beautiful selves.
Together today.
We might almost say that we are at our perfect selves. Go ahead and introduce yourselves and your character if you wouldn't be so uninclined.
Disinclined?
If you would disincline it.
Hello, my name is Jason, and I am an actor. I'm not.
You are an actor.
No, my name is
Dude,
Jason.
how many shows have you done?
Community theater, does it even count?
Yes.
High school.
It counts.
Community theater, college, and
Yeah.
high school.
I did do some college, yeah. A little bit of Broadway, but not much. No, just kidding. No, I'm Jason. I play Asher. Asher is a former resident and doer of odd jobs at an Overton tavern who became a world famous poet, and now he is adventuring with his friends in the Timeless Trio. And he has like scruffy dark hair, and he wears like a bowler hat and a red travel suit, and yeah, he just wants to explore things and not do paperwork.
Important goals in life.
Mm-hmm.
Jess, why don't you introduce Tanzanite?
Hello, I'm Jessica. I will be playing Tanzanite, who is a elfin cleric who is slowly but surely getting rid of her classism and starting to understand the way of the poor people.
I have a
And,
quick question that I needed to
polite.
ask you last time.
Poor people.
Because we were kind of rushed for time. I didn't get to ask you this, but you did bond with the folk as you were helping them put out the fire. And I felt like there had to be something that you picked up from them that is now like a habit you've picked up from those commoners. It could be a slang term, it could be something else, but like what would Tanzanite have in the heat of those moments picked up and it become a bond between her and folk of the world?
Tanzanite vapes now.
I don't know why this was the first thing to pop in my head, but we'll go with it. Like a handshake, like a great job, guys handshake.
Oh, you mean not like a
No, not like a.
Jess and I came up with our friendship handshake yesterday.
Oh boy.
That's fun.
Sad I missed that.
It is. It loses its effect without being able to see the bottom half of the body, unfortunately.
But yeah, definitely like some sort of a, like as the fire's been put out, and I'm just being like, you were very wonderful. They go to like do a handshake, and I'm like, and then they teach it to me.
Okay, awesome. I love that. I love that. Trixie.
Yes.
Larissa as Trixie.
My name is Larissa. I play Trixie. She is a anthropomorphic red squirrel and a monk. So she flies in, hits really hard, and somersaults back out. So.
All right. So welcome everybody. We are here to play and have a great time. A great time. And what a wonderful moment for me to hit this button.
Oh no.
Did it work?
I have a feeling that the quiz music was playing at the same time.
I didn't hear it until right now.
I don't even know what happened with that one.
I'm not sure, actually. I didn't hear it. I feel like I would have heard it, but maybe not. I don't know.
Well, we have a 30-second delay. So I put that in because in case of other accidents like happened yesterday where somebody's audio may have been like not what they want. I'm trying to protect us a little bit, give us a little bit of a cushion in case, we have a private conversation and forget to mute ourselves. Not that we would do that, but just protectionisms.
My social security number is
553679823.
I mean, it's 30 seconds. I don't think that's quite enough time for me to... I tease. Okay, so I will remember to turn that off in the future before I hit the other button. But we are back on schedule with Jess. No, announcements. Wow, I can't word. Do we have any announcements?
I mean, yes. Stonewall Corral is performing Craig Hella Johnson's Considering Matthew Shepard oratorio on March 25th, which is a Saturday at Church of the Holy Apostles on 9th Avenue and 28th Street in New York City. If you're interested in attending, you can buy tickets at stonewallcorral.org/buy-tickets. If you can't attend, but you want to support us, you can also donate through that very same website.
Beautiful. And we have merch.
Merch.
I'm not wearing any today, but we have t-shirts and mugs and all of the things with our little logo, which you can see, I think, would be up here, I think. I always forget because I'm reversed, so I want to point this way, but I think it's this way.
Yeah.
Right. Eric's hoodie.
I tried to turn around and show my hoodie and went the wrong direction. It is very cozy. Their hoodies aren't terrible. Like, they have lower quality ones, but you can get some nice ones from them. I was impressed. And does anybody else have any other last?
Someday maybe we'll get a Redbubble store instead. That might be fun.
Oh, that would be really cool. Anybody else have any last announcements? Beautiful. So then we are on the word of the day.
Word of the day.
Word of the day.
Yeah, doing octaves. Anyways, so the word of the day is quixotic, which is a adjective meaning extravagantly chivalrous, romantic, impractical. Yes. So just a big boisterous. Where did y'all go? There you are.
I totally will need you all to remind me when you say that, because this is a quixotic podcast.
Weird.
All right.
You're the DM. You can't get inspiration.
My whole life is just tilting at windmills.
That was funny.
Dulcinea.
Welcome. All right. We are now on the roll for the commercial, which is what we're doing until somebody out there decides to sponsor us, which might actually require that we increase our viewership, which campaign to...
Andy, we're going to need you to get 4,700 more accounts.
And just as many devices so you can run them all from
With different IP addresses and internet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No. We do not artificially inflate our numbers. We are...
I
plodding along.
think if anybody ever stumbles upon this, they'll know we don't artificially inflate our number.
I'll admit, like the first few times I would like log in on my phone or on a different device and like stream it to bump it up to one more viewer, and then I realized that there was really no point in that.
Right.
Unless I bought 4,700 more devices.
Ouch. That would be a lot. Okay. Well, that I got distracted, but we are on to our roll for commercial. The high roller gets to both choose between reading and choosing a topic, as well as rolling a D4, which the D4 determines which of us is reading. Now, I'm out of order here, so I'm flopping some faces around.
Hey.
Hopefully I'm doing that correctly. Did I
Yes.
flop correctly?
Oh yeah, you did.
Okay.
You're right.
So Jason will be the one on the D4. I would be
Biddy
the
the what?
two.
The biddy?
Jess
Biddy the one
would
underneath.
get the 3 and Larissa would get the 4. But first, we roll to see who gets to be the lowest of the low and who gets to be the highest of the high.
I rolled a 5.
I rolled
I
a
didn't
7.
roll yet.
Ooh.
13. Sorry.
Ooh.
Damn.
High.
I rolled a 6.
Dang. So Jess, you rolled the high. So you choose topic or reader.
Okay. Topic.
Okay. And just before you say the topic,
Uh-huh.
Jason rolled the low. So I think, Jason, you're the reader, right?
Yes.
And that means whoever the D4 that Jess is about to roll is going to determine who's the writer.
Yes.
Right.
So do you want to tell the topic before you choose the writer, or do you want to figure out who the writer is going to be before you choose the topic?
No, I want to do the topic first.
Okay.
And the topic is going to be an ad for a new concert coming to town.
Cool.
Okay.
Like a postery or a if radio was a thing, a radio ad kind of a thing of like
So this is like an in-world concert?
yeah, like like the Jonas Brothers, one night only in the bar.
So that,
But in this
that
world.
sounds like a fun topic for the writer because they can like make up a band or
Or an
not make up a-
orchestra or a
dance
comedian, whatever you want.
like any type of mass entertainment. Live mass entertainment. Oh, I like that. That's really exciting. That gives a lot of space for the cool. So go ahead and roll that D4 and we'll find out who's doing the writing.
Oh god, jeez. A 4.
Put
Ah!
aside.
Ah.
Oh, this is right in your wheelhouse. That I say you definitely are like
You.
whole live performance.
You sound disappointed,
Brainiac.
Jason.
Yeah, I just didn't want to walk dogs. That's all.
I
Larissa
feel
wasn't home all day yesterday, so she owed me a full day of dog walks, and now I have a dog walk on my day off. So that's all right. Boo.
Well,
Boo.
I mean, I guess you and Larissa could negotiate writing if you need to. I don't know. I leave those interpersonal things to the interpersonal peoples. Okay, and now we are on the roll for recap, which is probably the only thing that's legit in this whole process of us opening up. Because everything else is just getting warmed up for our session. Monkeys' arses.
That's 12. No.
Ooh.
Rick doesn't have a happy face on.
17 for me.
Oh, congratulations, Jess. You did so well.
I rolled a 7.
What do you roll, Jason?
7.
Oh, you do so good today.
Did you roll a 1, Rick?
You know who is also an actor?
Larissa?
14.
Yeah, you're all beautiful people. Couldn't one of you have rolled a 1? I needed one person to roll a 1. I rolled a 2. Well,
I mean, they could have also rolled a 2 and then you could have rolliesed.
oh, that's true. And of course, I would have won that one because the dice love me that much today. And last time we were together, Asher had just run off, frustrated and consumed with feelings around Tanzanite's refusal or just blocking of him seeking to bring back members of the team that he had put in place to kind of observe and help protect the realm. As he marched off to Nee's tower as a focus for venting the frustrations that he was feeling, Tanzanite quite quickly asked that some messages be sent and then followed after, seeking to resolve possibly or infuriate the situation. I'm making up whatever was going to happen because it never got to resolve in any way. Trixie, left to her own devices and locked inside of the pumpkin cottage, was then beset upon by small little spiders with the symbolism of Tanzanite's mother's religious order.
Da, da, da.
Uttering after getting trapped within the one altar to Tanzanite that currently exists, Larissa was able to connect with Tanzanite in this moment and offer up a prayer to her friend. And magical rules being what they are, Tanzanite heard the prayer and used that as momentum to change her trajectory after sending a quick message to Asher, apprising him of the situation. Asher, who had just finished climbing the top of the tower and dealing with a hot mess of a wizard knee, provided a brief retort and then dimension doored himself ahead of Tanzanite, rushed down the hill and sought to assist Trixie, who meanwhile had managed to drag the one recovering or semi-conscious individual underneath into the altar area below the cottage with herself, as the spiders continue to be spiders and go everywhere. Then, not too terribly soon after that, Asher busts open the door after a bit of magic flying over his shoulder from Tanzanite's guiding bolt, appraised the situation and decided incendiary moments were more appropriate ways of handling this mess, and lit the cottage on fire with the coolest firebolt ever created.
It was a house full of spiders. What was I supposed to do?
And
A house full of spiders and a Trixie.
and
you were in the
created
bottom, right?
the title for this session.
You didn't know that.
I
The
did know
title
that.
for this session being One Hot Mess or A Hot Mess or whatever it is. I forgot.
I
already.
don't know if
I
you...
yelled for you, and then you answered that you were in the basement, and I told you to get on the floor,
Oh.
and then I shot a fireball in the house.
Okay. That's right. You're right. Got it.
So from fire to One Hot Mess. Eventually, through various shenanigans, Tanzanite playing with her decanter of water, recruiting and becoming a little bit chummy with the locals to handle some of the outspray of additional fires. Trixie hanging out beneath there's fire damage all around. It was awesome. Asher got blown back a bit, but then raced forward to throw some more fire around, of a smaller varietal. Actually entrapped a giant form of these spiders within a box. Kind of one of the coolest moments so far for me as a GM. Sorry. Siri wanted to share. It just was this fun, chaotic mix. Tanzanite raced in to be a fire rescue hero. Trixie was there. They both were kind of collaborated and again, more hot mess teleportation stuff. Got out of the building, and then the three of them, with fire still burning around the neighborhood, kind of coming down around them. They went to deal with this last spider. And as the fire's kind of cooling off and all this just big, huge mess is coming to a little bit of temporary resolution, the three of you stand over a corpse of a spider, because when we last were here, you had finally smushed it for good. And in this space and in this moment, some small fire still burning around. What's everybody up to?
I'm learning handshakes.
I don't know.
It's okay if you don't know.
I will
Being distracted by this.
Yes, the adorableness is there.
Sorry, Willa's trying to take her toy, and Buffy's like whining to me about. Hang on.
Take your time, Trixie.
I will kind of take stock and figure out where I'm at in terms of singed fur.
Yeah, and last time you had mentioned that you thought you were going to be covered in goo, but instead you're covered in a definite need for a re-grooming situation to occur. A little singed, a little scalded, a little bit of dried goop.
Just a scotch.
So is that what you're kind of dealing with right away, is just kind of like brushing out the fur?
Yeah.
Because if that stuff dries too much and if those singed spots kind of like coil, they'll just be worse.
Yeah, well, if anything, I'm using, whatever I am covered in to kind of comb the hair to cover any bald spots at the moment. Kind of like a patchy toupee job. Anywhere that is necessary.
I would just love to see a performance check.
Come on, okay.
To see how good you are at kind of like handling what damage there is. Like this is like kind of like a makeup check in a lot of ways.
A makeup check performance. That is an 18. Nope, I lied. 17, sorry. Nope. It is a 16. Okay, sorry. 18. I thought it reflected weird.
Think about, because you like, I don't think anybody on this call right now or in this session right now doesn't have a background that had theater and putting on makeup, their own makeup. And if you think about the course of your career on a scale of 1 to 30, 30 being something you've never really achieved in terms of awesome makeup, and 1 being whatever you did made it so much worse. You just rolled this 18. This is like high quality stuff. 10 is like an average actor would do, who's not like great, not maybe professionally trained in makeup artistry.
Community.
What do you look like?
So instead of it just looking like a really bad like toupee job, I managed to put like finger waves in the spots that are like that I'm using my fur to cover the bald spots. And I do some extra spots so that it is almost like a pattern. It's in a pattern over my body so that it's less sporadic and looks more intentional.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you are able to
polka dot finger waves.
create the wave or whatnot, but it's like it complements both your facial structure and features, your bone structure, and instead of becoming something that ruins your look, becomes something that highlights your unique Trixie personality and style.
Right.
Awesome. So beautiful. Tanzanite's learning a hand jive move thingamabob. I don't really know what to call it. I'm thinking grease lightning.
I like it. Picasso, I like
the
it.
fire is being handled by the locals. And Asher, what are you up to?
I'm gonna help the locals with the fire, whatever they're doing, because I set that fire.
Yeah. And you get a little bit of side eye, but go ahead and roll. God, having you do this again. I need you to do some sort of diplomacy check. And I want you to decide, are you deceiving them into believing it wasn't really your fault that the fire happened? Or are you just like kind of like...
I feel like Asher's a lot of things. He's not a liar.
Okay. So like, how are you helping these people?
I'm like just explaining to them profusely how sorry I am and how the house was full of magic spiders that were trying to kill everyone and I had to blow it up.
Okay, so what would you think you would be rolling for this? Because I think I can leave it to you then.
Persuasion, I guess.
Okay, great. Go ahead and roll a persuasion
Like it's my
check.
fault, but it's not my fault.
I did it, but you have to understand why.
29.
I did this to you, but it was for the own good.
29.
29?
Wow.
Yeah. Even the people who are disgruntled can see your genuine remorse over what had occurred and are able to, because you are so eloquent, are able to even understand that what you did just made the most sense. And they all jokingly come up with a title for you. But it is a title that isn't meant to be super negative. And you, every once in a while, you hear someone say something along the lines of, "Oh, Asher, the poet who sets homes ablaze with a flick of his pen." And you kind of get the sense that while you are understood and forgiven, there is still a bit of upset, but not deep upset that you've kind of engendered in this space. And there's a chance that that title may follow you. So
Just disappointed. They're not angry.
they're not angry. They're not a mob. And as you're kind of like all getting yourselves together, and Tanzanite, you're learning people's names, because now that you've learned how to do this handshake correctly, they have engaged in a whole introduction. You're going dark over
It
there.
got really dark. The sun went out. That's why I'm like, what source of light? Oh, wait. I forgot my overhead light. It's a little better.
Oh, that's lovely. So yeah, you're all in this space, and you hear the rolling of wagon wheels as fire response finally arrives, and pulled by two very large individuals, burly individuals, come to gilded wagons covered in a brand that you are all very well aware of, Grand's Brands Fire Services. And sitting atop one of the wagons with a large barrel opened up and just flinging it around wildly is Grand himself.
What?
Apparently, in being here in this space and place, Grand has taken it into public service as well. And Grand's Brands is all about helping out the small people of the the Overton community at this point.
Hey, Gran.
Oh, Tanzanite, my darling, where are your... Oh, look, I created something based on your superb and well-renowned little bag there. And as he kind of gestures towards your decanter of water, you realize that he's indicating the barrels as decanters of water somehow. I commissioned Nee to work on this, but he seems to have hit a hiccup. We can talk later. I'm sure you have so many wonderful things to share. Were you responsible for putting out this unfortunate occurrence? I really do need to see what we can do about these issues.
Well, us and I kind of gesture to everyone around.
Is there a hose on this truck?
There are tubes and stuff. Like, what are you trying to understand?
I'm trying to figure out if I can understand how it works. So I can just
roll an intelligence check.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm going to do something while you're talking.
You're good.
Shit. Nah, I got 7.
With a 7, you do think that there's probably more to this than you can see. But it kind of looks like the wagons that would bring up whiskey barrels and beer barrels and other things to the tavern, at least from the outside.
I'm just going to go over and start trying to unwrap the hose and stuff, or help the crew of it, as she's explaining what happened. I want to.
Okay, yeah. So as that conversation's going on and you're interacting with this, engaging with this, go ahead and just know that on your next roll with regard to it, because you are spending time working with the folks there and they are willing to work with you, you will have advantage on a check with that. But for right now, Tanzanite, Trixie, Tanzanite, you were engaging with Brand. Trixie,
yeah, just talking to him.
Fur is looking much more gorgeous.
Oh. There is something I wanted to do once, things calm down.
Okay. Yeah. Things are under control with Grand, Asher helping Grand's teams.
Okay. Let me pull up my spell thing to see if I have any spells left. I have 1 left. Okay. So this is going to be really good or really bad. So here we go. I want to do a sending spell to my mom.
Okay.
And I am going to say, I haven't thought about this at all. Literally just popped in my head. So we'll see what comes out of my mouth. Wait, before I do this, clarification. All of the spiders have been taken care of. There are no more spiders that we see.
In as much as you were able to determine at the end of the session with the big, huge fireball that destroyed that thing and the dead spider in front of you, yes.
Okay, perfect. Great. In that case, I will continue. We received your spider friends and saw your sigil on them. Did you mean to... I lost count. Was that 20 or 15?
15.
That's what I thought. Okay. Attack us? I have not seen you in forever. Boo!
I was waiting for a bye, but that's better.
I had more I wanted to say, but I didn't have enough things.
You get back. You betrayer. I have no time for upstart goddesses. Your feeble powers pale in comparison to my eternal strength. Begone, false daughter.
Man, she's lucky I ain't got another spell slot.
I guess I know what we're doing next. I didn't have another spell slot, so we have to hunt her down.
So while that's all been going on, Asher's working on putting up the fire. Trixie, what have you been up to after your hair styling appointment?
I would have been trying to keep an eye out for the people that I saw eyeing me up at when I was backstage at the stage. But I would have also just kind of been trying to go around and like medicine check anybody who was injured or and if needed healing, like the people who, if anybody was like severely injured.
Because of that space that you're in and seeking to support and help other people, how many people would you use anything special, or would you just be doing general medicine checks?
I mean, I would start with medicine checks, and then if it was something that was like kind of on the severe side, I would be using key points.
Okay.
And let's see, right now
Go
I
ahead and
have
roll a medicine check.
okay.
We'll use that to determine how many from the number that I have in my head folk you're able to support properly, and then we'll be able to figure out how much you spend.
It is a 24.
Amazing. Yeah, you are.
What happened?
I have putty.
Oh.
He was busy, and I dropped some, and now it's loose.
So you are pretty certain. I love this. Those of you,
I'm not judging her.
Tanzanite's lights keep going out because clouds keep going across her screen or her sky.
And I need a ring light. So buy our merch, and I'll buy a ring light.
and a chair.
Our first, yes. No. The first, like, we need to do.
We have tiers.
Yeah. The first tier is we buy her a ring light, and the next tier is we buy her a chair, and then the next one after that is we buy
a microphone.
I mean, she's got a good
one. Yours.
True.
I don't know. We'll think of it. We'll think of something.
We'll figure it out eventually. No,
a dice case. That's what we would get her as a dice.
She doesn't have a dice case. I thought she had a dice
bag.
Yeah,
And I have
She just has a giant bag of dice. They're not organized or anything.
I don't have it organized either. Why would we organize dice?
I have it organized
their magic. They have to talk to each other unless they're in jail.
Like D4s, D6s,
Also,
Okay.
to make you feel better, Jess, so you don't feel alone, I have their little tiny magnetic balls that essentially like transforms into putty. So
fun.
Very cool. We all have
toys
fidget
for the
toys.
win. Yeah.
My fidget toys, I just realized, although I don't usually have to use them during our sessions, but they're all the way at the entry to my apartment. So I'm glad that I stayed more involved in this game because mine are ridiculous. I have little stretchy ones that make weird noises.
I do these.
Oh yeah, those are good too.
Ooh, strengthening your grip too.
All right, so Trixie, you are able to spot several folks who need support. With a 24, you're able to do things for individuals who don't really need your specific talents to help them, but you are pretty good at spotting some severe injuries that people would have just shaken off or not dealt with. And it's up to you, but you can spend up to 6 key points on different healing. And you just decide how far you're willing to go.
I will do that. I will spend all 6.
Amazing. So what I would like you to do is roll with advantage, since you're doing all 6, a persuasion check.
Okay.
And this is just going to also work to overcome any last lingering doubts.
Okay, I would like to use. No, it's not critical, but I'm going to use my
Your inspiration.
game.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, you just still have a bardic inspiration, I think, if you need it.
For 10. Has it been 10 minutes?
It's probably been 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Past 10 minutes by now, but yeah.
All together, 13 plus 2 is a 21.
Okay. So evening comes on by the time all of you are done with the various things and this neighborhood is reestablished. Other individuals have come. Asher and Trixie, you recognize two of the individuals from a long time ago when you were deep down in the below Overton areas seeing a dragon for the first time. They are members of a not so secret anymore council for the city.
Thanks to Asher.
Yeah, well, some people are really good for overall changes in policies and behaviors and other things like that. But as the evening comes on, they're there, and you all become involved in a conversation at various spaces and places. And it's up to you to decide how this would have occurred for your character. You might just tell me. But the big news, aside from handling of this particular emergency, is that there is a gathering of representatives from across the cities of Atland occurring in 1 week here in Overton that is intended to solidify the campaigns and goals. But there's one major social event that is a piece of it that you are being corralled into being a part of.
Please don't say a ball. Please don't say a ball. Please don't say a ball.
Please say a ball.
Please don't say a ball. Please don't say a ball. Please don't say a ball. Please don't say a ball.
The first ever Atland ball.
Fuck! Downs! Tanzanite gets to dress up Trixie.
And
oh yeah.
In addition to all the various other things you have to deal with in this week, you have a ball coming to you.
Takes a lot of balls for them to throw that right now. Gosh.
So does anybody want to describe how that conversation goes with you and the person or persons who approach you? Feel free to take this as like a little mini storytelling of how that happens for you and your character. But if you wish to escape the ball, you're going to have to do some rolls, because in many ways, this is a very much you've
You're going to have to wait, Bubba.
got a lot of pressure to do it. This is the solidification of a lot of your own efforts to bring in allies. And as those people who brought in those allies, your attendance is not only expected, it is very important to the success of this event.
Buffy, wait. Oh, I'll go. But misery loves company. That's all I'm going to say.
So what do you do? What is your conversation? Who are you conversing with? And what are you like? What happens for Trixie?
She's being voluntold.
Is it one of the people from your early life in the military aspects or from the healing aspects? Is it somebody? Is it Asher's mom?
Oh.
Like, is it your mother?
Oh.
Like, what happens for Trixie as she's both informed of this event and is trying to figure out how to deal with it?
I feel like it would be more like people probably know that I'm not exactly a fan of dressing up. So I don't feel like they would have approached me about it. I feel like me finding out would have been like, I'm nearby wrapping someone's arm with bandages. And then I overhear them tell Tanzanite, and the resulting squeal that I assume would come from her face.
Oh, literally squealing, I get to dress up Trixie!
Oh,
Yeah.
All
Okay.
And
all memory of your mom turning evil now is completely gone as you think about
Yeah.
dressing up your friend.
A ball?
it's like what is it called? Retail. It's like retail therapy, except it's dress up therapy. It's makeover therapy, is what it is for you.
Okay.
I would have I just
So-
frozen and slowly turned, and I look at Tanzanite and I say, once you get to do this once.
Okay.
I'm not I won't enjoy it. I'm not going to have fun, but I will give you this
You might
once.
like it.
So, Tanzanite, what precedes Trixie having that conversation with you? Like, who tells you about it, and what is that story? Lay out the story of Tanzanite having that discussion and then realizing that she's going to.
In my visual headcanon right now, Tanzanite is like Iron Man, and then Trixie is Doctor Strange, just like
I don't know. There would be no discussion. There would be whoever told me, doesn't matter who, would be, the Timeless Trio's attendance is requested at the ball on this date. And her first thought would be, I get to dress up Trixie.
Okay, so what
Like,
I'm
no
gonna
conversation, no. And then I'd go, oh, we will be there. After Trixie says that.
I'll throw in that it's probably Grand then who informs you of what's coming,
Love it.
and he kind of indicates like there will be formal invitations, but you might be requested to be part of the planning.
Mhm.
And so you kind of have that.
I'm a great party planner.
I
So.
don't make plans.
Asher, you're also finding out about this during this period. How does Asher react to this, or who tells Asher? How does this come about?
I mean, I assume I'm putting out the fire, whatever, and then like Grand, if he told Tanzanite, I assume Grand will also come tell me. And then like Asher's in a mood right now, so he'll be like, okay, I'll be there. Mopey. Brood.
Okay.
He's in broody poet mode.
Broody poet mode. Okay. So, as you're informed, Tanzanite's been informed, Trixie's been informed. What I would love for you all to do is tell me what happens between now, and there are some things on your to-do list. Remember this. For instance, Trixie, you are going to have to do some potion tasting. Tanzanite, you might have to reconvene your group of worshipers and look to establish a new place of ceremony. Asher, you need to find out what to do about this member of Lutes and Lyres, as well as bring together the remaining members that are in the city. Maybe even plan around this ball. There's a lot of different pieces you might choose to play with. I think in the ball
we're definitely
scenario,
providing the entertainment.
in the ball scenario, we will have, each of you will have two callbacks that you can use where you can go back in time and figure out how you would have planned for a situation or had something ready for a situation that will occur in that space. But otherwise, what are you up to during this week?
I do want to talk to the guy who I brought back and see like what went on there.
In brief, once this person is recovered, he does report to you, and probably about the time that he's fully cognizant and able to articulate things and provide a report, you get the information that there's been a lot of concerns about the welfare of the Timeless Trio. There's been a lot of rumors of people or folk working against the three of you and seeking to end your successes. And so that this individual and the two that were with them were tasked as part of a security detail to watch out for Tanzanite in particular. And that there had been additional folk assigned to you and Trixie, but the confusion at the dock had meant that they were, not successful in keeping up with their query.
Question: the three were assigned to Trixie, not Tanzanite, correct?
They were assigned to Tanzanite. Did I say Trixie? I meant to say Tanzanite.
No, you said Tanzanite, but they were spying
They were
on Trixie when
spotted
they
by
saw
Trixie.
them. Okay.
Trixie spotted them because they weren't on the lookout for her. Okay. And that was when they were being attacked by spiders.
I was thinking with Tanzanite left the dock invisibly, but she also left like in a circle of her worshippers, so I guess maybe that was
And also, I think you would find out through the course of this that you have different members of Lutes and Liars that are really good at attending to details, and others that are just really good at not being seen. These don't happen to be the best at not being seen. These are the ones who are really good at watching and looking.
Okay. So then I will also talk to Fawn, have her like put together some of the more skilled bards for entertainment at the ball. Maybe also like arrange like a band or an orchestra of some sort, like some kind of entertainment for like the dancing part of the ball. And then what else do I want to do? I gotta get Tilly settled in, and I'm gonna connect Tilly with Trixie and Tanzanite because she's all three of our assistants. And just like help her
set up an executive assistant sort of situation with her kind of handling the threads of your various pieces of business. Is there any piece of your business that you keep out of her hands that you don't inform her of?
She may not like know the alternative purpose of Lutes and Liars, maybe. Like even though she's maybe has like an office like in the more publicly accessible area of their headquarters. Like she's not
she's like on the school side, not necessarily on
like on the cool like people drunk passed out on the floor side, and not the like secret spy side. I wanted to say secret squirrel side, but that's a different person.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Does anybody else want to talk? I'm just trying to run through what Asher would be getting up to. I feel like he's going to send Tilly to like work with the lawyers or whoever it is that's chasing Trixie around to set up maybe appointments for her to taste.
Yeah. You
potions.
finish up your stuff and then we can go.
Yeah. But so it's mostly going to be like getting Tilly settled in. Is there any like administrative stuff that Asher has hanging? I feel like Fawn probably handles a lot of that, so he's not as paperwork laden as everyone else.
Fawn handles a lot of it. I think one of the things that you probably find out from, let me just pull up my list of things here because I actually have been keeping a list for you. I've been being your Tilly for a while. You have, let's see, there's that. You currently, in addition to the kind of administrative things and Lutes and Liars, you kind of get an update on the overall situation of the world, and that there are a lot of different groups with special interests that have been impacting the success of Atland as a whole.
I know a thing I'm going to do. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to go down each day and use my fabricate spell to rebuild the pumpkin house so that they can continue to put the door into it.
All right. Okay, that takes one more thing. Can you really quickly just roll a dexterity check?
14.
Awesome. I think between your use of magic, which does not always necessarily fabricate, but kind of using up that capacity.
It could also be like animating objects or things like that too. So
yeah,
like whatever spells I need to use to. I also raise every dead body I come across. No, just kidding.
Oh, that's another thing I have to hold on to. So don't let me forget. But yes, you're able to bring back to life the pumpkin house, and in the course of that, you also get to know the proprietress of that space a little bit better. Tell me, you kind of met this creepy woman a long time ago. What type of relationship do you seek to have with her as you're rebuilding her cottage? Are you just doing it as a service to repair damage, or are you?
Well, I'm doing it primarily so they can continue to put that door from the other tavern in there so that we can travel through to fight dragons and do what we need to do around the world. But also, yeah, like I'll make friends with her while I'm there.
Okay, great. We'll just add that in there as established a bond or friendship with her.
I'm assuming she hated me for a second, and then I rebuilt her house, and maybe we're okay now.
Yeah, I think with your spells in describing that you'd animate and do other things along those lines, I think you actually get the pumpkin cottage looking a little better than average. And just you being there daily will also help influence and restore that neighborhood to a better state than it would have been before. So I feel like this is a really positive overall thing.
I may also like
timeless trio in any neighborhood is going to change that neighborhood.
This reminds me of a time when we were in Nicaragua with the army, and we were like building a school. And one day we came in with a helicopter and we landed and we accidentally blew somebody's house over because it was just like stuff like kind of stacked together. And so we spent like part of the 2 weeks we were there working on the school and the other part rebuilding that house. And it was like way nicer than it was before we knocked it over. Fortunately, nobody was hurt when we knocked it over. But yeah, so we like started to spread and like improve the neighborhood around the school as well. So I feel like Asher might do that as well. Just reminded me of that.
Okay. So yeah, there's damage done, but you're trying to repair that damage, both in terms of the diplomatic side as well as the structural side. Cool. That takes us to either Tanzanite or Trixie. What would you be doing?
Trixie, are you ready to go? I could use a few more minutes to think. But if not, I can go.
I will say that because Asher worked with getting Tilly established, that you're no longer being hounded to get the potions done. You will have some sort of structure to that to be able to do it in a logistically.
You're not just like in an alley sucking down bottles of potions, hoping you don't die.
I'm just trying to find. Okay. So I guess I would be trying to.
Your microphone's going nuts. I'm not sure what's going on there. There's like I can hear you in both rooms, and there's like a 2-second delay, and it's also like very crackly.
Let me reopen the app. Hang on.
Okay.
See, this is how everybody sounded to me that other time. Was that crackly, like electronic almost? Is this better?
No.
No. It's still crackly robotics, so I don't know.
Can you maybe switch to your webcam for a second? Just see how that sounds.
At any rate, while Larissa's figuring
I
this
can go
out.
while Larissa thinks through
Is that okay,
things.
Larissa, for you to take
or if you want to like
moments
restart
do
your
whatever you
computer,
need to do?
maybe it would be.
No stress. Just
Yeah, let me
take your time.
restart.
Thank you. Tanzanite, hide this thing. 1S.
1S.
1S. Thank
1S.
you, Jason. So what are you up to? I know that part of it will be eventually torturing poor Trixie, but what are you up to right now? Like, what is
Okay.
the general things that you're up to?
Well,
Don't forget you have a
Sorry.
yeah, that one's not useful right now. You have a outstanding kind of, you were trying to seek resolution with Asher before all this went down, so I know that's probably still there. You also have a religious community that's broken down. And here's one other thing that I need to throw your way and let you know. With the dissolution of your one place of worship that existed, you lose the connection to that space you were in before. You no longer feel that imperative, and your shadows begin to bloat once again.
okay. Well,
I should throw out there that Asher did not seek out Tanzanite to talk to her, but if she seeks him out, he will talk to her. That's
Okay.
like he didn't put it on his own list.
all right. So, the very first thing is Asher already kind of took charge of, and I was hoping to rebuild that pumpkin house. And
So maybe that's where you might run into each other if you were choosing to run into each other.
so the first little bit of this, because this is like a week thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is not necessarily avoiding him, but kind of like she's gonna talk to him, but hasn't figured out what to say yet. And now that, the shrine is gone, that's kind of her, like, that needs to be resolved first. And then we'll, closer to the ball kind of a thing we'll take care of. So what I would like to do during that week is, first, I want to provide funds to the continuation of the pumpkin house and possibly discuss with it's getting so dark, like the patron of possibly adding on to the house, to whether that be, building it outwards or long ways or up, a designated space for what, my little shadow was starting in the basement. Or I guess maybe
Okay.
down. It doesn't, doesn't have to be up, but like talking to her about providing extra financial assistance to do that.
Okay. Can you
The
go ahead
first
and
thing.
roll a persuasion check? And would you be doing this with with Asher's knowledge of what you were doing?
Say that again?
Or would you be trying to do this in a way that Asher was not aware?
No.
would you be doing
I would absolutely, I'd probably send someone to discuss with him it. Like, I wouldn't go yet.
Proxy?
Yeah. So, like, he would
Asher.
very much be aware,
Just really quickly, Jason, how would Asher react to a proxy being sent whenever Tanzanite had something to communicate about the space?
I'm going to have the proxy talk to me through Tilly.
Valid.
I'm going to proxy the proxy.
Nice. Okay.
Am I the youngest? I think I'm the youngest.
I don't know.
I certainly don't act like it, do I?
I don't even know.
Trixie, you tell Tanzanite that I said.
No, Trixie, you tell Shadow that I said, and tell Shadow to tell Tanzanite that I said this.
And then you tell Fawn to tell Tilly to tell the lawyers to tell the potions that Tanzanite said that. I got nothing.
Okay, so with that like layer of disconnect, I'm going to have a DC roll here now to see how effective all of this work is. And I would just like you to roll a general charisma check, Tanzanite, to
Do
see
you
how
still need
effective
that
you are.
persuasion as well? Or is that
Huh?
separate?
This
you
is
still
just
need-
a general charisma check, like getting things moving forward, working with what you got. And it's a scaled DC.
Charisma. Charisma. There it is. Come on, baby. You're gonna go talk to him, but just not right now. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Plus nothing. So that will be a 16.
Okay. 16 is wonderful. So I had in my head 0 to 5, nothing happens at all. Everything you try to push forward fails, and you're never going to get this place built. I had 6 to 10 as a space where like things happen, but it's not a very good space. I had 10 to 15, again, another space where like, hey, it's a nicer than it used to be space. You just went right above that to the 16 to 20 bracket, where I had placed the idea that this is a fairly decent space. And maybe it's that Asher, he does have a longer term relationship with you as a person. And so he lets some things happen that even if he's really frustrated, he's just going to let that one flow through because he generally does care for you. Maybe it's not Asher at all. Maybe it's just the Tilly and Shadow conspire together knowing that the two of you will get over it sooner or later. And they coordinate with the proprietress to establish a fairly nice space, and your contributions are utilized effectively.
Amazing. And then I want to.
And as soon as it's reestablished and consecrated, by the way, you do immediately reconnect with that space. The shadows debloat.
Wonderful.
And you can feel much more secure in your position within potential pantheons.
Yes. So then the other things that I want to do, not necessarily in the order I want to do them, is one, start connecting, not physically, but like going into the community of those who follow me to start making like a rapport, start speaking to others about joining, that kind of thing. And then I also want to find a seamstress to make my dress and Trixie's dress. And I have ideas for both of them. And then once they're done, I want to take Trixie to do like, a fitting to make sure it fits, to show her what it is. And then right before the ball, I want to go talk to Asher.
Okay. So given that sequence of things, just really quickly, I would like you to roll for the proselytizing, so to speak. And so that will just be a religion check. It won't be a charisma check. It'll just be a religion check.
Religion!
Tanzanite goes to the people and gives a sermon on the mount.
Go tell it on the mountain or in a cave, because that makes more sense. 12 plus 6, so 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
18. Yeah, you did really well. You actually, given that your temple is in that neighborhood, a lot of the work that's going on in that neighborhood and a lot of the folks in that neighborhood convert. And you grow your influence in that area, in that space. So that goes pretty well. Roll an investigation check to find a seamstress. This is a scaled one about how good the seamstress is going to be.
Would I not already have a seamstress from my past?
Well, let's roll a history check.
She was eaten by a dragon.
If you roll less than a 10, they're gone. If you roll over a 10, then we get to decide how.
Hopefully my religion helps. Or not religion, my history. Nope. That's a 7.
They're gone. You can't find them.
Okay.
They've moved on or been burnt to a crisp. You don't know what.
Yep. I need to find a new seamstress who is
Yes.
to my
So
quality
roll
and
an
my standard.
investigation check.
That one.
Investigation.
That one. That one.
Come on, baby. Hoopah. Okay, let's see.
Hey, wait. Would you engage Tilly's help to find it? Maybe that would be an advantage to you.
I don't know if I would. Let's see if I would. 1 and 2, I do. 3 and 4, I don't.
I don't know if
I
Urkel will actually give you advantage, but okay. No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so that's a 14 plus a 1. 15.
You do discover a decent seamstress. You are going to have to abide by their schedule because they've been hit up by a lot of folk. They are headquartered in what used to be the Nobles District, and they have decent clientele, but you can't find anybody that fits the Underton vibes you're used to using. So it's a foreign space in a lot of ways, but they seem to be putting out great products and well frequented by everyone who's getting ready for this event. So, was there anything else that you were doing? I can't remember.
Taking Trixie to try it on once they're made, and I can describe those whenever, and then talking to Asher.
Okay. I want to save the talking to Asher and the Trixie try-on situation for finding out what Trixie's been doing with her week. We'll save those two components so far as like some role play moments that are at the end. This is just like logistics survival stuff. So Trixie, what have you been up to pre-gala? I can't hear you.
You are muted.
Oh, she's muted. I'm like, oh no, why can't I hear her?
Is my mic better now?
It is
Yes.
beautiful.
Okay. All right. I would have been involved with the security planning for the visit since it's basically like all of the leaders in one place.
Yeah, definitely. I think since you are indicating that, you would immediately know that that courier ship that passed you so long ago on your way into Overton was the representatives from Maribel's Delves, that place.
The one you named?
Yeah, I didn't name it.
The Delveric.
Some Antarctic explorer named it.
You could have picked a different name.
No, I was keeping logistically correct. So yes, you know that. You also know that some last minute guests will be arriving via new airships. And there's a lot of excitement and nerves amongst the more militaristic / police force / militia-ish force around Overton, in connection with these new airships that are being utilized. The fastest one ever created so far in the recent history of airship design and development for battle is flying all the way from where the Elven cities used to be. There is news that you hear in terms of that where a lot of those cities have been raised by dragons and no longer exist in the form that they used to. Asher, I think that's also updates that you get. And that there's a new contingent of folk coming from a desert environment to the far north of just like over the bay between where Canyonville is and the landmass above that, that you did not have anything to do with in terms of recruiting, but that Grant's brand did successfully recruit into the alliance. So you know there's some people you won't know that will be there, as well as individuals and folks and groups that you do know. I think also as part of this, you're able to allay some of the fears with regard to some of the allies that you've cultivated, but I would like you to roll a persuasion check with regard to the less than living delegation. The creaky spooky and they're kooky. They're all together, ookie. You know that group.
18.
Awesome. Yes. You are able to both help prepare the teams that are going to be providing security as well as allay their fears and set them into kind of a place of readiness. How do you handle the potion tasting?
I would have first grouped them. I guess I would try to go chronologically. The people that have been waiting the longest, but
with Tilly's help, you're easily able to arrange the order in whichever order you would like to. So that's fine.
Yeah. It would be that, but then it would also be grouped into like to the effect that they have, so that I can kind of they're expected to have rather. So I'm not just sitting there going like, oh, this is going to heal me. Oh, this is going to, turn me blue. Oh, this is, I don't know.
So I have some tables all set up for this that I'm really excited to use. I've been waiting on this for so long.
Great.
First, I need you to roll a percentile die.
Okay.
Because I need to find out.
Ooh, that's a fun noise.
How much hilariousness is going to ensue. Ooh, that one sounds pretty.
It's one of my gemstone and my metal dice together.
Cool.
67.
Awesome. So because I just wrote down that there would be 100 potions to taste. The first 67 of which you're able to taste and categorize and decree that they are not of value to the potion making establishment. So there are 67 potions of the 100 that are out there that have to be kind of shuffled off to the side. That leaves us with, I can't do math right now.
The 33.
Yeah, 33. So of these 33, and I'm going to just do a little bit of quick math here. I would like you to roll 3d10s.
One more.
I had this whole like worksheet all worked out. I'm so excited to be a nerd.
I'm happy to oblige. It's only because I love you, Rurik. And I think if I kept running from it, you would have made me pay for it.
This is the paying for it.
I mean, worse.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So the first is a 10.
Okay.
Because you can't roll a 0. Yes, it's a 10. Ma'am!
Okay, so 11 of the potions are useful for healing purposes in various ways.
Wait, sorry. Did you want me to roll them all at once?
Yes, but
sorry.
Each one counts separately. It's as its
Oh,
own
okay.
thing.
Oh, okay. So let
So 11
me
of the
just roll the
potions
other two so I have an order. Okay. Okay. So you were saying 11 of the potions
Are
potions?
perfectly normal potions that restore health in different ways.
Trixie stamp of approval.
Okay. What was the next 10 that you rolled?
Also a 10.
The next 10 seem to do something that infuses you with energy that you can't direct. And then I need you to just roll a really quick D100.
On top. Okay.
D100.
What-
He succeeded with these.
What's 40 plus a double 0? Or I guess it would be a... Well, if it was a 40 and a 0.
The double 0 means we're in the ones place. How do you have a 40 and a double 0?
Because I'm saving my other one. Okay, never mind. I'll just remember that my third one is a 2. Yeah, see, I did it again. So I rolled a 40 and a 0.
Oh, 0, a single 0.
So 40.
40, yeah.
Okay.
So
I just rolled 2 that were both percentage because my third die was a single and I was saving that, but it's a 2.
Okay. As you were tasting the second group of potions, you find several different effects that are available. A few of them, you just don't know what they did. You can feel something happened, but it wasn't unhealthy. The 10 means that these are still positive potions, by the way. But one of the potions allowed you to suddenly, and not necessarily with your expectation of this happening, levitate. And that threw you off for a moment. One of them, suddenly everybody just did what you said. And it was this moment of confusion that you had where like, people are just doing what I ask of them. Another one of them, when you were thinking about dealing with something, you just weren't afraid. Like every task you put ahead of yourself, even the idea of wearing a fancy dress did not cause you any concern or fear. It was like that part of you disappeared. Another one of them turned you into a bug for the day. Just like a little bit of time, like an hour.
Like a Trixie-sized bug or a tiny, like a bug-sized bug?
Like a bug-sized bug. And then the last one that you tasted in this group, and this caused a bit of consternation, but it repaired your fur entirely because everyone within 100 feet of you, their hair grew 1 foot in length. So there was a sudden frenzy of grooming that needed to happen across spaces, but your fur all grew back in, just had to be trimmed up pretty soon afterwards.
So I really did look like Cousin It.
Pretty much.
Especially if I pulled my goggles down. Sorry.
So the other thing you rolled was a 2. For that one, there was a group of potions that you considered extremely dangerous. They still had effects, but one of them, once you drank it, turned everything to darkness and you couldn't see even with your goggles. Another one of them, you could feel something wrong was happening, but it didn't affect you personally. And a couple of them, one of them made you see stuff that just really confused you. Just things that should not be there were suddenly visible to you. So there was a group of this set that were effective at something, but effective in a way that made you uncertain about their utility or safety.
What I would like to do for each one of those is I would like to write 3 copies of the same note to each of those people, each of the people who developed it. Just for a clarifying question for me, do those people work for me, or is it people who are submitting them to the company?
The company has both done, because this has really become an enterprise situation where your name is trusted. So these are people who have come on as contractors, but also folk who work directly for the organization, and some are research groups that want to develop, like both academies in Overton, as well as some of the spaces in Canyonville. Others, they want to be marketed by your team, but according to the rules that you worked out with the folk, there had to be testing for it to go forward. So a lot of these things have been held up in development for a long time and might have been or currently being marketed under other names just to help them recoup their costs and such. So
I'm basically going to write out 3 copies, one for me to keep on hand, one for the person, and one for Tilly to file for each of those potions, saying, I appreciate your efforts in this matter. However, at this time, I cannot condone the development of this particular potion under the Trixie brand, whatever. I don't know what. Under the Trixie's Apothecary name.
Yes. Could you, last thing with regard to tasting all these potions, is just roll a Constitution saving throw.
In addition to that, I would like to send each of them 50 gold for their efforts, like
Okay.
as a token
Subtract that
of
from
appreciation.
your
Okay.
thing.
Oh wait, who has the gold? Because I don't have any of the.
Tanzanite has it.
I think I have it. I feel like I have a shit.
We sent it and deposited it into your bank account because you were the only one with a bank account.
Yeah.
Right, so I would have essentially
Connected with
had Tilly, to
And I would
withdraw
have
and send them.
absolutely given Tilly a
Maybe Tilly one of her tasks
out.
is maybe Tilly is like
That's
one of her
close.
tasks is to create a timeless trio shared bank account where we put our
Ooh.
In terms of game mechanics, that means one of y'all got to do that work.
Okay, I'll do
shared
it.
Venmo.
Constitution saving throw.
Tanzanite, you run the timeless trio Venmo.
That's
all right.
nice.
So
Okay. Con save 17.
awesome. You get over this fairly quickly, but there is one day where you have an extra eyeball.
And I can see everything everywhere at once.
Sure.
It was the
Where
movie
does that
reference.
eyeball appear? The mashup of
I
all
get
these
to choose.
potions in your body just causes this curse to appear for a little while. But with the 17, you're able to push to get.
I'm gonna roll for it. Hang on.
What's name 6 body parts in?
Well, no, I got it. I got it. My left foot.
So you step on your eye every time you step.
No, I would say it's on the. I would say if anything, it's like the toenail.
Oh, gross.
On the top of my foot, so that I'm just looking at the sky the whole time. Look, stars! It's a beautiful night tonight, isn't
it? Your eyeball is yelling up from the foot. Your foot is yelling that out.
No, I'm yelling, but I can't look this way and this way in real life. So Trixie's just walking around like, nice night, huh? And she's got like her foot sticking out to the side.
That's awesome. All right, so that takes us to, and I would like you all to decide, unless Asher, there was anything else you were going to try to do during this time that you thought of while they were going, because you started first.
One last like RP thing.
Yeah.
She walks up to somebody and they have like a wide rim hat and she would be like, "Can you step back? You're blocking my view."
The ridiculous jokester known as Trixie.
Oh boy. Let's see. Is the door established now to the
yes,
tavern?
by the end of the week.
Wait, shoot. I had the wrong character up. Let me see what my con save actually is on Trixie. Stupid. That makes a lot more sense. I mean, it's fine. I'm still going to take the eyeball, but it actually would have been... Wait, what did I roll? I think I rolled a 16. It would have been a 24. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you wouldn't even have the eyeball then, but
it's okay. I'll keep the eyeball. I think it's funny. No, I was on autopilot trying to get back to D&D Beyond, and I pulled up Vitality by accident.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Okay, Asher. Yes, by the end of the week, the space is established, and that because of your high roll earlier, that's what I was kind of using is to figure out whether or not that would be established in time for the event. So there is a passageway both for the representatives from we're going to stick with the undead contingent, as well as just passage to those other spaces and places.
The interplanar contingent?
Yeah.
Sure. So it's open in time for the ball, but not enough time for me to utilize it really effectively in any way.
With your roll, it would probably be like a couple days before, but
okay. I would like, I think if I have time for this, tell me if I don't, to go through and just to like do like recon on the dragons that were reported to us, like in the thing, like there was like a young dragon and a
go ahead and
the young priest and an old priest.
Check, I can't remember. And I will use your result on that to give you whatever information I can.
Jess, I need your help. Sing me the song of investigation checks.
Investigate.
Investigation.
Didn't really help.
Aw.
That's
You
a
rolled
Because you haven't
wrong.
repaired that relationship
14.
between Tanzanite and Asher.
You rolled wrong.
14.
14.
That's what happened. You rolled wrong.
14's not bad. 14, you find out that the white dragon that has caused, I can't remember whose village it was, but it caused one of the villages to become enmeshed in a snowy landscape. And you actually you maybe even went over and visited the space. It has claimed the territory and is within a quick enough distance that you could actually get to that dragon from that portal location, if you so chose. That particular dragon's established that area as its own space, and the people there are among the most frequent visitors to the tavern.
Okay. Yeah, I will go through and I will like try to spy on it if I can, but also like just to tell the people that they can come with me back to Overton if they need to.
Sure. And I'll do some rolls later to figure out, do they all relocate or what happens with that. You also discover that the individual who cooks lives in a desert style sort of environment. It's not a sand desert, but much more of like a high plains, high desert sort of space. And they've been dealing with a younger fire dragon. Its location or lair is unknown, but their food supply continues to dwindle, and they've been kind of considering relocating. They probably would ask you how they might go about bringing a herd of goat and sheep to Overton.
Okay.
Animals fairly unknown to the Overton community.
Goats and sheep?
Yeah,
Incredible.
my least favorite animals. Of the farm
I
varietal.
love goats.
They are so dumb. They
I
get into
know.
everything and they mess with everything. They're worse than cats. I mean, I love
Cats are
cats, but they're
great.
still terrible.
They just alienate cat and goat lovers from our podcast, Rick. Well done.
I do what I do.
Some
I'm a
people
sleep
listen.
cat.
Some people listen to 130 hours of content, and now they're out. They're like, "Nope, done. Talk
Yeah,
shit
draw
about my
the
goat. I'm
line.
out."
There's somebody with a goat down the street from me. They have like 5 or 6 goats in their yard. It's really cute and adorable, but I wouldn't be able to stand having them. They're so just, they're always up to something.
They are very mischievous. Okay, yeah. Asher would also like help. I mean, he may just straight up let them herd their goats through the door, through the tavern, and out the other door, and then help them settle them.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe like
Worry
outside
about
the city wall, wherever
consequences
there's like
later.
grass and things. But yeah, I think he would maybe like
Help them resettle in that farm community.
like part of like doing this like recon and stuff is having the resources in place, like if there are refugees that come back with him to like help them settle as he gets back.
Yeah, I would say over the course of those couple of days, that's about all you're able to succeed in doing.
Okay.
But yeah, you're able to utilize it in that way. Okay.
And then maybe like someone mentions to Tanzanite that Asher's just doing this stuff on his own, going out and
Is it maybe
Doing-
someone, or Asher engages Lutes and Liars to make sure that Tanzanite is aware?
Maybe Lutz and Liars might be involved.
All right.
I mean, he is still a kid. Let's be honest. He has massive resources at his disposal to
he's
make someone worry about him.
At most young 20-something and doing all this stuff, and yeah, I think that's easily enough done. And Tanzanite, you definitely hear about all these shenanigans that Asher is getting up to.
Spying on dragons.
And you probably hear about it while setting Trixie up with her beautiful dress. Describe to me how you do this, Tanzanite, because it seems like Trixie's down for it in as much as she's willing to hold still, but it's going to be up to you to describe at least the
So-
dress and such.
I go to the seamstress before Trixie, and I have all my designs laid out. So I have the design for my dress and the design for Trixie's. And I can describe that if you want now or later. And then basically, once the gowns are done and need a final fitting, we can go in. I'll bring her in to try it on for like the first time and see it for the first time.
Don't describe it yet because I want to save that for after our break. But can you describe what you do, Trixie and Tanzanite, in terms of this? Like, just to give me a brief synopsis of the pre-gowning or in-gowning experience.
Trixie gets absolutely no say in anything, and I just show up at her door one day and I go, "Time to go," and I take her to the
Ooh, do you use the same spell you
salon.
used before and paralyze her again?
Nope. I learned my lesson.
I feel like Tanzanite may have even gone behind Trixie's back, like to Tilly, who scheduled 3 free hours in Trixie's day, and then
Absolutely.
as Trixie's like laying down
you
for a
thought
nap.
you had a chance to do some
Resting.
forms and work on your combat martial arts, or just like stretch and take a little. Like, suddenly, Tanzanite is outside your space, dragging you off for a fitting.
Where do we stay? I assume I stay at the tavern. Do you guys like stay at your homes?
No,
Trixie, where do you stay since you say
absolutely
no?
not.
Trixie is also at the tavern. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
probably.
honestly, Trixie's probably at the tavern and enjoying really good food.
Yes.
I'm guessing.
Hello.
Like if she's gonna have to pay for her life with all this potion tasting and other junk that she doesn't enjoy.
Trixie's first
She
order of
might as well-
business was making Grizz go on leave from the military to come back and cook for the week that she's home.
No, he's catering the ball.
Cool. Tavern owner to caterer. Okay. Trixie, is there anything that you want to react to Tanzanite's description of what's happening to you, or are you okay?
I feel like the only thing, I don't know, I guess I would have added is because I do feel like Tanzanite does want Trixie to like whatever she gussies her up into. So there would be moments where Tanzanite would like try to just ask point blank questions, but like in a way that is like simple. It's like, what's your favorite color? You know?
Yeah, literally like pop in a window and be like, "Do you like this or this?" And like hold up fabrics.
Do you know?
Nice.
But like it would have just been like random questions that wouldn't necessarily give away what she has planned for, but just kind of to give her an idea of what Trixie's preferences would be if she, you know, so that she can be like, what's your favorite color? Or cotton, or, you know, satin or silk, you know, that kind of thing. Like, just she's not being subtle about it, but she's also, you know, just
Not giving any information.
yes, yeah, she's asking enough questions that are like similar that it wouldn't necessarily give it away, but she is trying to like
Casually following her around with a measuring tape.
yeah.
Great. All right. And then the last thing before we go on break, at some point during this, Asher or Tanzanite, describe, are you reaching out to each other?
I go to the tavern to find him, probably.
Okay.
And I'll go up to him.
Asher, what are you doing when she arrives?
Probably. You know, like when you go home and then like you do the things you would do as a teenager at home. Asher's like cleaning the tavern.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like he just picks up his old dudes, like mopping the floor or something when she walks in.
So I want to like
in a
walk
sexy way.
in. So I want to like walk in and stay sort of near the door and just kind of holler, Asher, wanna go for a quick walk?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Put the mop, lean it on the nearest table. And I don't actually work here, so I can go on break whenever.
Great, cool. Okay, yeah. Let's go walk. And then as
The
we
new
walk,
busboy walks up to his mop behind the two of you. As the door closes, you can see him picking up his mop and just looking really, really disappointed.
yeah.
Maybe as I leave, I animate the mop and it keeps going.
His eyes are just wide the whole time, standing there in the middle of the space while the mop mops around him, mops over him.
Mops over him. So I want to like, unless Asher talks, like Trixie, Tanzanite's definitely gonna walk maybe a solid 3 minutes in silence, internally trying to get courage to speak. Would Asher say anything in that silence, or would he also walk quietly?
I'll just be like, so the pumpkin house is looking good.
Yes. Thanks to you mostly. So thank you for that.
Also to you. Yeah, you put a lot into it.
Yeah. Do you have an outfit for the ball?
I don't need one because I can
Oh,
make this
yeah.
be whatever I want.
Right. Of course.
So any suggestions on what my outfit should look like? I knew she was going to do this.
I mean, you wear red so much. Maybe like I think you would look nice. And wait, what color is your hair again? It's red, right? No, brown, black. I don't know. Trixie's outfit's gonna be like a goldy greeny thing. If you want to match, I'm not wearing green. But if you want to match her, but I think you would look, nice just in a really classic black outfit.
Okay.
Yeah. So look, I know that some of my remarks and actions before the whole spider thing hurt you, and I never want you to feel like you don't have your own free will, or that I would ever stand in your way of anything. And I just want to say I'm sorry. And I'm still trying to figure out what I am, what I'm doing, and that shouldn't affect you at all. And I'm sorry that it did.
Okay. And I guess I ended up burning that house down and burning those corpses beyond recognition, so I couldn't do anything about it anyway. But yeah, I was in a really weird place because I organized all of these people to come and work with me and for me, and I needed them to trust that I would act in their best interest. And then when they died, I couldn't help. Like I couldn't be there for them, and because you stopped me, and I didn't. Like I do know that death is a natural thing, and maybe it's not right to just always bring people back, but that was my reaction, was to help those people that sort of swore themselves to me and to my organization that I created. So I guess maybe I also didn't react in the best way. I felt, and I still feel, a responsibility to them. Like it's hard to lose people, and I don't know what to say. I guess I'm sorry that I like lashed out at you. I'm sorry that it hurt you when I brought that one person back. I didn't know that was going to happen. But I want us to be friends, and I want like the Timeless Trio to be timeless, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't want us to like break up and fall apart over this. So I guess maybe we'll just try to figure out what the limitations are on that type of magic, and if there are any rules that we should be aware of, or that rules that say when we can break the rules about bringing people back. We'll just keep looking into that, I guess.
Yeah, we can, figure all that out together as we go. I wish I had a more concrete, answer for that, but I'm still learning a lot, so I don't have one yet.
Yeah, so do you know more about what's happening to you? Like, are you gonna have to leave eventually, or
I don't know. I don't think I need to leave anytime soon, but I do think I may need to take more time in a given day or throughout the week to focus on, the people that I'm leading. But I don't think I have to leave you at all, or Trixie.
okay. Yeah, so I've been out this week, like checking out those other dragons.
I've
So
heard.
I guess when the ball is done, maybe we can go try to deal with those.
Yeah, I think that's really smart.
Like back to our adventures and back to normal.
Yeah, we probably should go handle those dragons. I also talked to my mom. She's doing great.
What did
and
she say about her emblem on the spiders?
Yeah, I kind of asked, and she, basically took the time and disowned me and said that I'm a false, goddess, and that she's more powerful than me, and maybe eventually we should check into that.
So when you say doing great, your relationship with her not so much.
Yeah. I am not her daughter, but it sounds like she's doing great. She's got an army of spiders, apparently. I don't have an army of spiders.
Well, if it helps, I did light a bunch of them on fire.
That is good.
Yeah.
She doesn't need all those spiders.
Well, I'm sorry that your mom is whatever that is. That's a lot. But just know that you still have people who love you, and you still have a family, even if she's not around.
Yeah, thanks.
Obviously, I mean, Trixie and me too. But yeah,
Trixie's amazing. I love Trixie.
Like when I say love you, I mean like like in a. So anyway, I have to go get ready. Yeah. And I guess I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Take me dance.
I don't really. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and take our break. We will come back with both our commercial, good luck, writer, and reader. Who's the reader?
Jason.
Okay.
Yes.
I had a moment.
Also have to go
it was me.
Walk this dog so it stops whining. Otherwise, the soundtrack of the ball is going to be a whining puppy for.
We will be back 5 after, 10 after. What do you need?
Yeah, what do y'all need?
10 at least. Yeah.
15 if you're doing both dogs, then it needs to be 15. After? If you're doing just Buffy, then I would say 10. But are you bringing both or?
Yeah, I'll bring them both.
Yeah. Okay, then I would say at least 15. Yeah, 15 after would be good. So lovely. Quarter after, yeah.
See y'all after the break.
Okay, mini bye.
Welcome back, and excuse the strange audio stuff that's been happening.
Oh, I wanted somebody to harmonize me without me asking.
Oh,
Hello.
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 The healers are alive with the sound of choirs. Who is our reader? I forgot.
Jason.
Bloop.
It is I.
I am going to take that little with my face.
Are you guys ready for this?
Right. So ready? Ow.
Uh-oh.
Atland, are you ready to rock? Get ready to have your face melted off just like you stepped into a gelatinous cube. Gather at Emerson's shelter for one night and one night only as Grand's Brand presents The Bagmen. Witness the screaming, sultry sounds of Brandon Banshee Bannon, the mind-flaying fingers of Danny the Doppelganger Dallas, the brain-blasting beats of Brett the Beholder Bateman, and the gnashing bass lines of Mike the Mimic Mance. All refreshments will be provided by the proprietress, and no outside food or drink is permitted. Entrance fee is a donation of food or basic comfort items to assist with the Dragon Attack refugee relocation effort. So join us for an evening unlike any other where the mosh pit is a must. But please, just this once, just leave the dragons and the kids at home. Well done, Larissa.
Thanks.
I loved it.
That was lovely.
Sorry. Oh, it says kiddos. Sorry. That's a kid.
All right.
My bad.
Hey.
I've deviated from the writer's vision and I've failed us all. I'm sorry.
I like that. Well, welcome back. I'm glad you all had a great break.
How's my like radio rock voice? Rocking up voice. I don't know if
that was good. Your mic went a little bit quieter suddenly with that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It tries to like filter me when I'm yelling, I think. Like
you
like
get loud enough that it's like,
yeah.
oh no, we're not gonna let you do this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I probably should have turned off the auto filtering for that. My bad.
All right. Well, it sounded good. Hopefully the dogs had a good walk. And other than that, unless anybody has anything that they need to say or do or think about, we can get right back into this hot mess.
Nope. I just keep thinking about The Prince is Giving a Ball, the song from Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella.
Nice.
That's all I got.
Well, I would love for you to establish if there's anything you're seeking to do personally or as a group during this ball. Are there any objectives you have? Discovering something, finding out a resource, getting connected for something?
Making everyone look at me.
You just want all the eyes on
I want all the eyes on me, and also, depending on who's there, maybe make some connections of some sort. I don't know.
Like what type of connections are you looking for?
Well, I assume there aren't going to be any other godly people. I don't know how to phrase it. Gods or goddesses. It'll just be like towns people.
You don't know that.
Okay, so if it's town,
let me quote a Will Champion. You don't know that.
Yeah. If it's townsy people, I want to find people to follow me because I'm gorgeous.
Okay.
I will follow you.
And if it's godly people, I just want to make those kinds of connections and maybe like just talk to them, see what I can learn, try to figure out what the heck I am and what I'm supposed to be doing.
Oh my God, didn't I see you at the 5032 GodCon?
And maybe have a dance with Asher, possibly, maybe.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Tanzanite shared what she's up to. Trixie, what are you up to?
I will be alternating between being a wallflower and observing in terms of security and patrolling around the ballroom.
Okay.
So-
So you're focusing on
Are you patrolling in heels?
safety.
I don't know if I'm wearing heels.
Okay. Well, we'll share in a moment.
Tanzanite, is Trixie wearing heels?
We'll share in a moment.
Well, let's find out.
Asher, what are you up to? Any goals? Any specific things you need?
I'm smoking out back with the cool kids outside the dance. No, Asher is gonna She was there. Just play it by ear. That's the Asher way.
Okay.
Wing this.
And is there any group goal, things you're trying to get to happen?
I don't think we met as a group to establish a group goal. So
Okay. So goalless, but present the ornaments of the ball.
if anybody says I have a gun that can kill a dragon in one shot, I would be interested in that.
Okay.
Throw it out there. Okay.
So draconic references and just keeping your ear open for things that might be
No,
useful.
I think like general like opportunities to advance the alliance, or maybe like Lutes and Liars, or even maybe Tanzanite's religion, or Trixie's potion business, or like anything that would benefit the group or the alliance. I think I would have an ear open for.
Okay.
I love how y'all are kind of serious and Tanzanite's just like, a party!
We're serious, so you don't have to be.
You take the notes. That's why your character doesn't have to be serious, because you take the notes in real life.
You
Also, Asher, super serious as a character. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Very focused and all business.
So the ball takes place in an opulent space that is situated right on the edge of the forested side of Overton. It's almost a castle, and it's a sight to behold. It's fairly new construction, designed to be a bastion of protection in case of another incursion, but it's a strange conglomeration of defensive and stylistic components. Tall turrets with sweeping arches are all made of a shimmering white stone that may have imbued magical properties. As you and other guests approach this semi-castle, you're greeted by a procession of the military members of multiple coordinating groups. They all are dressed in armor that appears to shine iridescently when you realize that it's made up of the scale of multiple dragons. And each group, as they approach, or each dignitary, including yourselves, are escorted by a pair of these knights to the grand entrance. Inside, it's equally as magnificent. The ceiling is adorned with glittering chandeliers, and each one casts a soft glow across the room. The walls are draped in rich fabrics of deep reds and golds. A large window on one side offers a stunning view of the surrounding forest. The dance floor is spacious and made of polished marble with intricate designs etched into its surface. In the center of the room stands a grand stage where members of Lutes and Liars play enchanting melodies on their instruments. The guests, other than yourselves, are dressed in their finest attire of various natures and sorts, some in things that you might expect from a modern day space of tuxedos and tails and women wearing flowing ball gowns. But there are other things beyond that that create a riot of color that is almost a rainbow throughout the space. Many even wear masks and such of intricate design, which adds an air of mystery and intrigue to the event. Food and drink appear to be plentiful. There are tables lined with exotic fruits and meats and cheeses, as well as fine wines and other beverages that may have passed through the Amundsen shelter. Servers are dressed in elaborate costumes, circulating throughout the room, offering guests a choice of delicacies. Now, as the night will wear on, the ballroom will probably fill with laughter, conversation, and music. Already, some early guests eager to be on the floor and lose sight, potentially, for the moment, of the dangers without around the world, have lost themselves in the magic of that moment, and others retired to quieter corners of the room for more intimate conversations. It is opulent, beautiful, and enchanted in all the ways that enchantment can occur. Designed to transport you to a world of pure imagination and wonder. As the three of you approach,
Don't do it, Jason.
an individual shouts out, as they have been doing for a while, to announce you to the gathered folk. Introducing the three most renowned and illustrious adventurers of our time who have graced us with their presence tonight at this enchanting ball. Behold the mesmerizing Tanzanite, presumptus goddess de death. And you see Tanzanite at that mention, several godly aspirant figures turn to look, whose beauty is as dark and as enchanting as the shadows she commands. Her noble birth and rebellious spirit have captivated many, as she bonds with the Coleman folk over the noble mission of extinguishing fires that threaten their homes. Let us all be in awe of her magnificence. Next, we have the magical poet Asher, whose hauntingly beautiful haikus have left many spellbound. His association with the mystical leaders of our realm has granted him unparalleled access to the secrets of the universe, which he weaves into his verses. As well, beware, beneath his charming exterior lies the master of secrets who can set homes ablaze with a flick of his pen.
We have a pirate queen and a pyro.
Oh, just you wait.
And
Something's coming for you.
last
Just you
but
wait.
not least, we have the formidable Trixie, formerly pirate queen, now whose impressive air feats transcend that as an airship captain and a battle monk. She has earned respect and admiration of many. Her stranglehold on the magical potion industry has made her a force to be reckoned with, while her mastery of the humble shovel has saved many lives on the battlefield. Let us all bow down to her glory. And as they say, bow down to her glory, you see, Trixie, several of the most overdressed individuals who you also know are business interests and pursuits. They literally bow to you.
Oh?
And next to you, you hear Asher go.
It would make sense in her outfit, though.
Now, Tanzanite.
Yeah.
Describe if she was of skin-toned individual, red-faced, I'm certain, but she has fur to hide it. Trixie.
Tanzanite, tell us who you two are wearing.
Let me pull up my inspiration photos. Okay, so Tanzanite. Trixie's outfit is what appears to be a made of the finest like silks and like highest quality materials, and basically what she is wearing is a glorious pantsuit with a cape. So she has knee-high boots with just the hint of a heel, so that way she has a little bit of height to her, but it's not going to make her uncomfortable to walk. And then the tops of them are trimmed in like a gold leafy kind of embroiderment around the tops. And she has what looks like a high-waisted tan pant leg that, you know, looks like a pant leg, but is still of like the best quality material, into a halter top, really dark brown top with those gold embellishments, with a sheer long sleeve, kind of poofy sleeve that comes to the wrist, and she has this like collared necklace that is embroidered as well, that comes out onto a cape that her arms are in. And the embroidery on this cape is very much like reminiscent of, if you were to look at it, you would think you were looking at an actual forest, not like a cape. And what other people may not know, but Trixie now knows after her fitting, is all of this is quick rigged so that she's able to do a flash of a costume change and have that base outfit on and still be able to kick ass.
Nice.
So no heels.
A slight heel.
Slight heel. Tanzanite, describe your outfit.
Okay. My outfit. So let me pull up my like image. Where are you? You damn thing. Where'd you go? Ah, there it is. Okay. So I am wearing a high-collared, long-sleeve, big flowy gown. That's the darkest black that you could possibly imagine, yet intertwined throughout and like hugging all the right places that you would want, and like pointed shoulders. Is a gold trimmed kind of like, it looks like armor, but it's flexible and bendable and really chic. And then like the underlayer of that kind of ribbing is what looks like Tanzanite stones all over. And peeking through all that blackness is what looks like Tanzanite. And I have this opulent headpiece on. Think very much Queen of the Damned Akasha headpiece.
Nice.
So it's just like, and it's
That's
just like
terrifying.
Tanzanite pieces, like jutting back with like a gemstone coming to my forehead. And then her hair is like up and like in that crown. And then like all around her are her shadows.
Asher.
Jeans and a t-shirt. No, just kidding. Okay, so Asher's
What
like,
have you wished your clothes into in this moment?
Asher is wearing essentially like black, like I guess like just like black dress pants, but then like a black vest. And then like the overcoat is like a tuxedo coat, but it's like where the cut is, and then there's like tails, but they go like all the way down, almost like a trench coat, like to his heels. Also like black, like shiny boots. Actually, I'm gonna say the boots come over the pants. Let's be cool about it. Let's be fantasy about it. The boots come up to the knees, like laced up to the knees, and then like shiny on the toes. And then the coat has like gold, like embroidered, like lace kind of on the lapels, and then down to like the where the tuxedo part cuts away. And then he's also wearing, instead of a tie, he's wearing a blue Tanzanite gemstone right here because he paid people to spy on Tanzanite and find out what she was wearing. And then also like his hair is like, it's like longish, but usually just bowler hat, just over the top. But it's like no hat, like slicked back, kind of fashionably messy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He cleaned up nice.
Larissa's, you're on mute. You know Rick hates it when you mute your happy sounds.
Yeah.
I'm
it
sorry.
sucks. It ruins it because that's like what we need in the podcast.
I know,
We
but you
need
can
your
hear it
happy sounds.
peripherally.
Some
Not
of
really.
it.
It's really hard to hear the rest of it. But the three of you arrive. It is a space filled with almost everyone you have met so far. Tanzanite, you notice that there are several god aspirants missing, very clearly missing. And I think that is something that is curious to you. But otherwise, Asher, you have seeded this place successfully with several members of Lutes and Liars. They are some you don't even know. Fawn is not in evidence whatsoever. But that doesn't mean she's not here.
I will say I invited Tilly and paid for whatever she needed to be here and get ready.
Great. Yeah. And maybe she even was escorting the three of you until the knights took over that duty. But you are all there. Trixie, you see several high-ranking members of various military components across Atland, as well as all of the various diplomats. The one group that is new to all of you is there is an entourage of folk who have a very different style of dress than any others that you've seen. They wear flowing silks and the gear that one would expect covering their bodies entirely, but it's so translucent you can see their bodies beneath it. Clearly more of a protection from sun and light enough to not encumber them. And they are in various states of huddling together for warmth in an environment that's not their own native space, but also trying to wear their finery that is of their representation and locality. So that is the one group that is different. They all appear to be fairly well put together, and you can take as much to mean that this is the group that was recruited, that was outside of kind of the groups that you've recruited, the ones that are from the desert to the north of Canyonville across the water. But yeah, you're in this space and the ball is yours. Many seek your attention, but it's also a space of diplomatic complexity, and they wait for you to make the first moves.
I'm gonna be like,
To the dance floor.
I'd be like, you both look really nice.
Thank you. As I continue to walk to the dance floor.
I'd look at Asher and I go, yep.
Thanks.
Okay.
I pay attention.
I clash with you two, but that's okay.
No, you don't. Blue and green go together.
I don't have any green.
Oh, I thought she said.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't add that. It's all like green and gold, but the trousers are like the brown to like bring it all to foresty.
Okay. Got it.
So we matching gold. We'll have gold.
So Tanzanite has marched off to the dance floor.
And I want to find someone of just absolute importance. Male, female, whatever. Just like someone who is very important, but that I could also get information out of for my own benefit, if that makes sense.
Well, there's one face that's fairly familiar from your adventures earlier on. Zuchi is there. As a representative of the Elven contingent.
I was wondering if he was going to show up.
So that is an individual who stands out, not just because you know them, but they are very clearly crowned.
Would they be considered like the most important person, like at the ball? Or one of?
Roll an insight check.
You know who you could have asked this question to? The person who reviewed the guest list.
Yeah, that would have been smart. That was too far thoughtful. Too far thoughtful. Okay. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm doing...
Insight.
What am I doing? Insight. Ooh, +9? Ooh. 25.
Whether you remember it or not, you did listen, even as you were so excited just about the opportunity to dress up. You listened. You know that everyone here is here for the same goal. They want to solidify this alliance. They want to make sure that it's put together in such a way that they can successfully end the draconic threat and the various other threats that have started to emerge. You are also keenly aware that anyone you show favoritism to will deeply impact these alliances, because the most important people here are the three of you.
No pressure.
Okay, well then, in that case, totally switching it up. Who would be considered the least important person, but who we like the best there?
Of the folk you know, the group that comes across as being the least...
Impressive.
Yes, that's a great description, is the Dwarven contingent.
Mm.
The undead folk, the leech, and several folk that are with him come second. But their mere presence creates such a bubble around them. No one comes close to them, and they seem to have zero interest in the dance floor or other locations. But they seem to be the ones least likely to be interacting successfully or having the hardest struggle in that space.
Okay, I already know what I'm going to do then,
Okay.
without going further. I would like to go up to who is... First off, I would like to... Okay, go with my gut instinct. Okay. I would like to go up to whoever is like the leader of the undead.
You know this to be the leash that...
Yeah, perfect. That's who I thought, but I want to make sure. And I want to walk up and say, "Good evening. Would you mind accompanying me to this next dance? It would mean a lot to me."
You watch a ancient knowing glint in the pale flesh and eyes of this individual. A smile slowly creeps across their face, and a skeletal hand reaches forward as they stand, and they say, "If you would, my lady." And their cold, clammy, bony hand in yours, they seek to escort you to the dance floor.
And we dance!
So, Asher, Trixie, you watch Tanzanite dance with the undead. And
Is Jill here
yes,
from the...
Jill?
I'm gonna go find Jill.
Blacksmith.
Ah!
yeah, Jill is one of the members of that contingent, as is the person who was the general of the first assault down below after your
The one I
reconnaissance.
offended.
Mm-hmm. No worries. So yeah, you can approach Jill pretty easily. Tanzanite, in your wake, after you make that space with that group, you see very hesitantly members of the Overton community go forward and try to speak with the remaining members of the very small undead contingent that is there.
Okay, so she's got the undead, and Trixie's got the dwarves. So I'm gonna go talk to the new kids, the silk.
Okay. Trixie, what do you say? Oh, and Tanzanite, I need you just to roll a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
So Asher and Trixie are kind of going off to these other two
Charisma.
groups of the low status
How
folk.
the heck do I have a +5 to charisma?
Been hanging out with a bard for too long.
That's weird. Okay. So
You sure you have the right
16.
character open?
I do. I just... I
For
feel
those
like
of you on
something's not
audio
right
only,
here.
Trixie just flipped off Asher very skillfully.
Because I'm looking at this and my constitution... You know what? After this, we gonna talk about this. This doesn't look right. But for now...
So you rolled your charisma saving throw, which you have a proficiency in as a cleric. And so you get to put your proficiency bonus into it. You may have 0 for charisma, but you get to put your proficiency bonus into it. So that's why you have a
You're
+5
very
to
proficient at
charisma
having no
saves.
charisma.
As long
Love
as it's
it.
doing a save, you're very excellent
Got it.
at that space.
So 16.
So with a 16, you can definitely sense that the room's attention is on you, and you are breaking some of the ice. You may, especially amongst those who are not already aligned with what you do and are, you may sense some loss of support or faith, especially amongst the religiously oriented folk, the godly folk who are not in your particular domain. You definitely sense a little bit of upset, but the biggest piece of upset that you probably sense during this point comes from your fellow gods of the dead. Go ahead and roll an insight check on those if you would like to. You don't
Yeah.
need to.
I have a feeling I already know why, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Ooh! Got 17! I think my insight's 0. Oh!
No. No, it's not.
26!
You have triumphed over your competitors.
Oh,
You are dancing with an undead. And while you may not believe in the undead space as a place for that, the other gods of death don't have your particular qualms and morals. You are the shepherd of souls. But they have different interpretations on what death may be or should be. And you have stolen their moment from them. Trixie, you have approached Jill.
It would be one of those where like I would, not that I'm great at sneaking, but like I would try to kind of like weave and then behind her and do like a
Roll a stealth check.
I'm gonna be impressed if you can stealth up to somebody when everyone's watching your movements at this place.
Ooh.
Maybe
24.
Jeez.
Well, I rolled a 19
there is
and I have a +5.
consternation when Trixie seems to disappear. Several folk who were tasked specifically with making sure Trixie didn't run away immediately depart the space to go hunting for her.
Oh, gosh.
Suckers.
Jill screeches when you tap her back.
Whoa! It's just me. Oh my god, hi.
How did you... And she's looking around, and her screech has drawn attention, and you see several people who looked alarmed.
She's
Relax.
fine. She's fine. I just gave her I gave her a fright.
Like 30 feet away, Asher was like, and then just puts his hand down and keeps walking.
Get away!
There's a combination, Trixie, of folk who definitely were alarmed by the screech. But Trixie, would you roll an insight check as well?
Mm. Not even with my +9 bonus. That's an 11.
You are surprised by how many people look like they were about to do something and look relieved when they realize, and you calm them down. How is half the ball looking at you as you suddenly surprise this individual? Like, it's impressive that little screech. It wasn't that loud of a screech, but people who shouldn't have by any rights been able to hear are looking at this with relief. Okay, so yeah, you've gotten Jill's attention, surprised her.
Hi.
Hi, do you, and Jill looks like she's at a loss for words. Words not her forte.
The shovel is amazing. Thank you.
Oh yeah, yes. It was quite. We found so many new ways to use that tool, and I'm gonna be replicating it. And and as she's like kind of stumbling over her words and sharing and getting excited, and you can see like she wants to just like chat with you, but the context you're both in has thrown her for such a loop that when she gets a from behind her, and it's the leader of the delegation, who you had met before and offended a little bit, very graciously reaches out an arm. Oh, it's so wonderful to see you, Trixie.
And this is the general?
Yeah.
I'm gonna bow super low and say, you as well.
Are you
I'm-
being genuine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you just go ahead and-
it's not it's like I'm doing it out of respect and like and apologetic.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a charisma check.
Wait,
It's not a super high DC for this. It's just a charisma check.
I don't remember. Okay, all right.
No worries. It's just pure charisma. You know, you're very good at that.
Really good. So good I'm bad. It's a nat 1.
It's the heels.
Can I fall forward because
As you bow,
I'm off balance?
you don't wear a heel. And the slight heel is not too terrible. But as you move from bow to forward tumble, go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw. By the way, you want to roll
I'm like,
low on
what's
this.
his name in the birdcage when he puts shoes on?
FYI, I know that you're very proficient in this, but you want to roll low on it.
And a dex saving throw. I mean, I can't really roll low on
I
it.
know.
It's a
sad.
21.
Yeah. You recover yourself and somehow land in the arms of the general.
Hi, I don't normally wear these shoes. I don't normally wear shoes at all. Kind of like sandals, if anything. Sorry.
And as somebody in chat just said, you realize that as you say that a lot of your quick removal components have been removed. Your finery turned to more militaristic gear in just a moment.
And is she like supporting my weight, or is it more like
She's full
I
on
caught myself in her?
She was just holding on her hand to greet you, and now she's baby carrying you.
I just kind of hold up both my arms and go, ta-da!
Roll a charisma check. Just performance.
Performance check.
Yeah. Sorry. Stop.
That is a 21.
There is applause. The band had just taken a break as this all transpired, and there was silence for a moment as there was a transition and new musicians were taking places. And there is a huge round of applause, and you successfully save this situation. So now we have a diplomatic, positive connection with the undead contingent. We have a diplomatic, positive connection with the Merrybeards, the Velvet. And so you've saved those two components. Asher,
Yo.
how are you approaching this new group that you have yet to meet?
By casting fireball. No, just kidding.
Oh my god.
No, I walk
I
up.
mean, you can.
Nah, I'll not fry our new allies today. I mean, they did seem cold, so no, I'll walk over there and
That's what the braziers are for.
did you say there was braziers around? I missed that because I was actually
No,
gonna
I'm just assuming there are.
no because I was actually gonna have one moved closer to them, like stop like a waiter because they all look really cold. Like stop a server or somebody.
Easily
just
enough
say,
done,
"Hey,
especially
could you,
since
like-"
you've seated most of the hall with your own people. It's honestly between Trixie and you. any non-dignitary individual that's here with your influence and such is one of your two peoples. So they're either loots and liars or they are members of a protective service of some sort.
Weird. And then
so as you've directed these braziers to be brought closer. I can't hear the difference between the two words, so you just stop laughing.
Okay, so as they bring the braziers over, I'm going to walk up to does one of them seem to be in charge, or
roll an insight check, I think.
16.
It's a struggle. There is a trio that seems to be at the center of all things. Like all communication passes through the trio, but you can't tell if one of them is in charge or if all three are in charge.
Okay. I will walk up and I will say, "Hello, I'm Asher. Thank you for coming."
The three bow back to you, but you can tell that they're not used to bowing. And it's done ungracefully.
I'm going to say, put up my hands there. You know what? I'm also not much of a person for formalities. So let's just dispense with that. It's nice to meet you. I'll hold up my hand.
You hold out your hand, and I just want you to roll a dexterity saving throw just so I can know how quickly you react to this, and you can tell me based on that number.
Saving throw?
Yep.
22.
22. So you can react however you would like to, but all three immediately go in for a group hug.
I'm going to go with it. I'll pull my hand up and be like, "Hey, let's do this."
So yeah, you're embraced by three individuals, and they definitely are like they're huggers. They're real huggers. They're not the like lean in huggers. They're like full body contact huggers.
So it's like meeting Larissa for the first time. Got it.
Probably. I have no idea. The first time I met Larissa, she was across the table, so she couldn't touch me.
Jess, did Larissa give you a big hug when you left the first time you met?
No, like
What?
we total.
I mean, we were all kind of like all wrapped up in our own world because the city was shutting down. So
Pandemic emergency, blah.
I mean,
blah,
like it was
blah.
probably the most un-Larissa introduction
Probably.
she's ever had, because we were all sitting there going like, we may not see each other ever again.
Yeah.
Oh, I was also, Larissa was there before me, already sitting down. So I just like scooted in.
Everybody
Because
was
you
there
know
before
me,
me because
it's-
I ran late. Getting from New Jersey to New York City.
I think the only other person who was there before me was Jeremy
Oh God.
Lint. I can't remember. Oh, was he also Michael?
Yes.
What was his name? It was also a Michael, so it was Michael and Mike.
I like making
Sorry.
up new names for Americans.
Sidebar.
But-
Jeremy Lint.
Our early
Shout out on our live stream. Hi, person.
Yeah, our
No.
pre-quill days.
No,
when-
yeah.
Yeah, but when we first met Will and each other and stuff. So you all see, and I think Tanzanite and Trixie, because it draws attention, you do see this group embrace occurring. And Asher, you're in the midst of this embrace. Do you say or do anything, or?
I'm just gonna like wait till they let go. I guess I don't want to like offend them by. Sorry,
So-
Twitch. My internet just glitched. Yeah, I'm just gonna like wait until they seem to back off. I don't want to like offend them and be like pulling out of it, unless it's
Yeah.
like a really long time.
So yeah, it actually is a really long hug. And it's not until you hear a whisper in your ear from one of them and says, I don't know the traditions.
Me
but,
either. Maybe we should just stop now.
On three.
Yeah, sorry.
2.
3.
Do you let go
Alright.
on 3 or after 3?
On 3.
On 3. You start to let go, and immediately when you start to let go, you realize they were going to do after 3, and all 3 of them let go of you at the same time together.
That's me and Larissa trying to play rock scissors papers.
And it's almost like you've been released from a
Scissors paper. Sorry.
parchment boulder bananas. You all
scissors.
You all separate, and there's a lot of eyes on this display of affection in certain cultures, but in this culture, you can see that they are all beaming at you. What you've done has solidified something in their minds with regard to you, and they seem eager to listen to you. Do you say or ask or share anything?
I'll just be like, so I understand Grand's brand brought you into the Alliance?
Yes, Grand himself came, and we embraced as you did, and it was...
I imagine he enjoyed that. He's also a hugger.
We enjoy Grand's brand. We hope to... And they kind of look at each other. Ask him to relocate to our places.
I see.
He would be a wonderful addition to our community.
Interesting.
But we are here to resolve the draconic issues.
Yeah. So what sorts of dragon issues are you having up there?
Well, Grand invited us because we seem to have success in not running off as others have.
You don't say.
But our issue is we keep dying. For when one embraces dread, one also encounters the flames of dread.
Yeah, I understand that. We've seen a lot of people die at the hands of dragons. We've come close to it ourselves. We've even been, at least I have been struck by that fear that they instill in us from time to time. Sometimes I can shake it off, sometimes I can't. Yeah, it's how do you manage to avoid that or to withstand it?
Well, we did not suspect at first until a demonstration was made on accident, you'll understand. But it appears that, and they pull from all 3 of them at the same time, it's a little close to creepy, but not quite creepy, how they kind of move in unison, and then they pull a leather strap from around their neck, and you can see a little, what if your people knew of them, is corn husk shaped into the form of a doll.
Oh.
These seem to protect us from that danger.
Uh-oh.
And then they all 3 at the same time tuck them in. If this would be of something you would be interested in, we could share our idol's creation.
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be a huge advantage for us. Overton here has lost many of our guards and Canyonville as well in dragon attacks just because they couldn't fight because they were so afraid. So if you have something to help us stop that, that would be amazing.
As long as one is willing to offer up a prayer to the protector, then this seems to be successful.
Who's the protector?
All 3 of them look at each other, and then they very cautiously, and you can see it's covert, but you follow their eyes, especially since you're so close, and they're looking at an individual that's off in another space, speaking with a woman who, I think the last time you may have seen this woman, she was crouched over a cauldron.
Which one? So not the proprietor, not the pumpkin house, but the other one?
Yes, the other one, the one that Tanzanite usually speaks to, but you've seen like a year or so ago.
Oh, wait,
a little more than a year.
Wait, is Tanzanite's crone the third witch?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, did I miss that?
Nope. Okay, Tanzanite's crone is not the third witch.
Okay. So she's speaking to the protector, or she is the protector?
They definitely, like, as you're trying to figure out where their gaze is going, they're not looking at the crone. They're looking at the individual speaking to them, and you can make out a masked individual standing fairly tall, wearing very similar garb to what they're wearing, but a little bit more appropriately matched for the climate.
Okay, I'm just going to ask, like, which one is the protector?
They are unnamed as yet because apparently ascension requires all names be lost, and so they've given up their name.
Interesting.
We are aware, and like they kind of keep clipping each other's sentences and trading, that your companion may be one of these, but has yet to give up their name.
Yeah, I guess I don't think anybody's told her she has to do that, but
I don't think they require it until the ascension is complete, and we're uncertain if it's consensual or a matter of nature. And as they say nature, like you can tell that they're like struggling to find the vocabulary for a word that is not nature.
So this is like not their language, like the common language.
It becomes increasingly apparent as they struggle to, like, they seemed very fluent at first, but the longer you converse with them, the more you can tell that this is not their native language.
Okay, I'm going to cast tongues.
First spell of the ball.
I'm going to cast tongues on myself, and just because we're already over time, I'm not going to do the haikus right now. But also,
Oh, I like the haiku.
maybe I have one written. Hang on. No, the only one I have is about robots.
Nice.
Right.
Okay, well, as you're...
Okay, I'll say, I see your struggle to honor our language. Maybe this will help. There.
You're casting it on yourself?
Yes. And then I'm also going to cast comprehend languages on myself. And then I'll say, like, speak in, or comprehend languages. What does that even do? I've never used it. The literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. Okay. What's the difference between tongues and comprehend languages? This is comprehend languages for written. It also has written. I see. Okay. Well, right now I'll just do tongues then. Okay. And I'll say, I can understand any language for the next hour, so feel free to speak in your own tongue. Don't.
As you do that, they clarify their explanation, and you realize that their word for nature is the concept of the shift from mortal to immortal.
Okay.
So they seem to have a deeper understanding of the complexities of the trajectory from this current pre-immortal power to embracing and having their individual,
like the process of ascension. Maybe.
Yeah, they definitely seem to have, even if it's just theoretical, a lot more information on that, and they kind of like share that with you. They actually kind of share with you the process that occurs, and either if it was from their protector or from texts that they have access to, and you get the sense based on the language that you start speaking that it's truly because they know about this, because the language that they're speaking is not a terrestrial language. It's something different. It seems to have been infused in them. And even as you begin speaking with them and you listen to it, you realize that this is like a very primordial language. In fact, it is primordial. And the way that they speak is like the beginnings and ends of everything. And with that, as you're all having these conversations and doing this. You're going to have a little bit of continuation in our next episode about the ball and shutting that down and seeing what happens. But you have definitely solidified 3 alliances, and through those 3 alliances, taking up the most tenuous of those 3 alliances to a higher level, you have successfully established diplomatic ties across Atland with all those present.
All I had to do is hug a stranger. Or hug strangers.
Nobody quite failed. So, there was almost a chance that Trixie might have forever offended the Dwarven group, but all the skill checks worked out in the end, and you have solidified those alliances. So thank you all for joining us.
You're on mute.
Hope.
It's better than the barking was bad.
Yeah,
there
that
for
was.
a bit, so.
Hope you all have a wonderful week, and we will see you next week on Probability of Demise. Thank you, and bye.
Like, subscribe, press the button.
Okay.
Get our merch.
That too. All right. Okay. Bye.